for those of you who understand therapy localization, and I think a number of the doctors in here understand therapy localization, and that is, you got a bad wrist, you hold your hand on it, it makes any strong muscle go weak. Correct? We all know that? Well, how about if this was the wrist, and I touched it, and I got no weakness in a muscle? I'd do an autokinesiology thing. But however, I got a weakness on that knee way the heck out here. What's that tell you? It tells you there's something wrong with that knee. They just aren't experiencing it yet. And so consequently, what you can do, and in the last Olympics I had like 3 or 4 or 5 people, some volleyball girls and a whole bunch of other people. I take care of some Olympic people from Canada and so forth. What I can do with that for them is I can say, that knee's going to be a problem if we don't fix it before it becomes a problem. All of our practice is generally about fixing something when it is a problem, not before it's a problem. What a novel idea to be able to detect it before it's a problem, because its energy is out here because something's wrong there. Well, when you use 2-point to do that, you find it, and all the muscles crossing that all have organ relationships. So what do I have? I have a spreadsheet. I can look at any joint, tell me which muscles cross that joint, which organs that is, and I can basically go to that, and 99 times out of 100, that problem is related to an organ infection somewhere in the body. I had a young fellow who slipped on a ski slope and twisted his knee and did an ACL. Had the surgery. His father's an acupuncturist who is head of emergency medicine at one of the major hospitals in San Diego, who came to me with a broken neck following a surgery that they hit the pharyngeal nerve, and he had no voice. He came in, sounded like the Godfather. He was going to have to be out of work and so forth, and 3 weeks later he could talk. He sent me his son. His son works for me when he's home from college. Those legs, by the way, that's his knee there. And those are his legs before. And he'll kill me if I tell him. But in any event, when I did this on his knee, I found he had a colon problem. And here's this young college kid. He said, you know what? When I slipped on that, and this is what blew me away. He said, when I slipped on that and I felt my knee go, he said, somehow, I thought about my colon. Now, if you backtrack that, his father sent him to me for a colon problem 4 years earlier, because he said, I see all these people that come in with colon problems, and all we do is give them drugs, give them drugs, give them drugs, give them more drugs. We never fix them. And they go through life with that problem. And his son came in, we worked on it, we got him symptom-free, but obviously we didn't fix the extent of it because now it created a knee problem. And it was the muscle that passed through there that had to do with colon. But it's all that 2-point stuff. So shoulder problem, neck problems. I have a woman that walks that has to pick her hip up like this. And she looks like a post-polio case. And she had 2-point in her shoulder, 2-point in her elbow, 2-point in both hips, 2-point in her ankle, and it was one muscle organ relationship that I fixed to ovary. And I basically found the bacteria, I found the matching virus to fix the bacteria, and I gave it to her. Every single, she had eight joints abnormal, and I gave her one thing to fix that particular thing that straightened up all these other joints. It is the most incredible thing in 35 years of practice I've ever done, is this 2-point technique. But the simplest component of it is for parents to be able to check their children, see what their conductance is, check their rancidity, check their allergy, make sure their energy is running, run the other points and so forth. So autism is a long road, but one that can be less uncomfortable for all if you understand how to become your own doctor. Learn to treat the most basic dysfunctional things, conductance and immunity. Now, somewhere in here I had a toll-free number that, for those of you that didn't copy it down, I can back up to that page. I don't happen to know that number.
Can they go to the TobinInstitute.com as well?
You can go to my website, which is www.tobininstitute.com. You can call our office in San Diego. We don't give out our number in Orange County because we run everything through San Diego. But our number there is 858-793-8255. 0211. If you're interested in putting a group together for learning the Food Defense 101 and also the 2-point test, just call the office, put your name on a list. We're trying to get, I won't do it for fewer than 15 people at a time, but I won't do it for more than 20. And I'll go anywhere that the people are that put together the group to do it. And I have a bunch of testimonials, more than you'll ever want to read, but I want to get them into the webinar and into the other, so I will go ahead and run through these. And but you know, for these I handpicked because there were a lot of patients that had this problem and that problem, and I was getting back to them on helping them walk through these other issues. But when you get a copy of this and are able to see the kinds of comments that are being made about the children who are reintegrating, and yeah, I've had some that for some reason or another, I've not been able to get them to integrate. I'm just not smart enough. They may be the patient I call next week and say, hey, come on back for a few free visits. I think I got it figured out. But for these people here, I mean, the aggression went away, the biting went away, the serious, I had one patient on the East Coast, the child just screamed all night long with head pain, and did for months and months and months and months, and they don't have it any longer. And that was a remote case that I did totally dealing with them on the phone. So, you know, I'm not successful with everything I see, but, you know, I think like all of those of us who are dedicated to our patients, I'll do anything I need to do. If we don't have an opening, come early. If we don't have an opening, I'll stay late. I work on Sundays. You know, whatever it takes to try to figure it out. If you can't pay for it, don't worry about it, don't pay for it. You know, and that's kind of the way I try to approach it. But, you know, it is difficult. We all know it's difficult. There's nothing easy about it. Even though we all have some piece of the puzzle, you know, my piece of the puzzle is trying to get the continuity of the body to work, trying to get the immunity to work, trying to get the immune system to start handling old infections, handling allergies, and walk their way out of this. And I have a number of them that came without speech and went home with speech. And it didn't happen in one day, but some of them happened pretty quickly. Then I have others that basically, they didn't go anywhere, you know, and the parents spent a lot of money trying. And, but in any event, so I'll take questions or anything else.
Tell me, when you're doing the 2-point testing, are you doing it over joints, ganglia? Are you doing it over the whole body?
She has an elbow problem. No, we won't go there.
Oh, come on. Please don't do this to me right now.
Hold this hand right there.
He's testing me. He's going to point out all the different problems I have.
Yeah, you had an elbow problem. I'm sorry.
I'm better than I was at first time
What
I came to
organs
see you.
related
You got another
to the
elbow problem. What's that?
What organs are related to the elbow?
Well, let's see. I don't have my spreadsheet because
Don't diagnose me.
there's about 500 different muscles in that spreadsheet that cross here. But basically, let's see.
Brain.
Brain? No.
Everything from
No, we can cancel the brain part.
Can't you touch the organ on the other side?
That's what I'm doing.
Never mind.
That's exactly what I'm doing
Will you
now.
repeat what she said? That was Doris.
Apparently, there must be a
Touch the
kidney
organ
guy
on
here.
On the outside. and
Basically, what I'm doing, Doris, is I've got the elbow, which is weak. You know, my muscle test up here is weak. And when I touch kidney bilaterally, it goes strong. Now, are there other guys that cross there? So I can now go to kidney, and if we're just looking at immunity.
It goes strong, not weak, when you touch.
Well, see, this is weak already.
I see.
So the match for it goes strong, and it's kidney.
I see.
Okay, so
Okay.
now, because kidney,
So
what I'm
the
looking
organ
for
goes
here
strong.
is she is weak on thymus, she's
Because
weak
she's
on
weak in
spleen, and kidney goes to both. It's a kidney problem.
But I'm such a feisty gal that it's
Yeah, but she won't slow down a bit to treat it.
Yes, I will. I can too. I did your sprays. I felt better. I got a second wind. I did
So anyway, that's what I was, to answer your question. So my 2-point thing is, see, she doesn't have a therapy localization in that elbow.
Yes.
She doesn't have a therapy localization in this elbow. What she does have is she has an energy abnormality way the heck out here, all of which relate It's a kidney.
I couldn't see way out here is where I can't see it from there.
That's where she goes weak.
I see. And how did
When
you
you-
figure
when-
that? Wait. How did you figure that out? You're feeling it with your energy? Feeling her energy?
I'm doing a muscle test. Let me show it in your language, okay?
Okay.
Hold this up for me, real tight. Keep me from pushing it down.
Ew.
There's her problem. I just disrupted this energy over here, over her arm.
I'm so sorry you can't see any of this. It's,
You know, so there it goes. But, you know, using the patient to test things with,
I'm not a patient, I'm a thriving individual. Soon to be
well,
thriving.
using the patient to test with is basically, I do this because it's 1,000% faster and I charge by time. Okay?
He's very fast, but very expensive.
Yeah, but I'm real fast.
He's fast.
So consequently, the deal is, I'm doing a muscle test, an
Yeah.
autokinesiology test on this hand. She's got a weakness on that elbow.
Is it related to sinus inflammation?
Well,
Okay, well, we got
the neck muscles. So, did that help?
Yes.
Did that answer it?
So I'm sorry what you just missed in the webinar was
So-
a demonstration of some muscle testing stuff.
So Toby, the question was joints, organs, glands, you do it over the whole body, the 2-point test?
You can do it anywhere.
Anywhere.
Anywhere. You can
Thank you.
do 2-point on the finger. You can do 2-point across a knuckle, you know, anything. But it is the coolest thing for determining a problem. Like she said, you know, how are your elbows?
I've never had problems with my elbows.
Okay, so she never had problems with her elbows. But
Shoulders.
her elbows, yeah, well, that may be the shoulders are a problem because of the elbows. You know, look to the distal and proximal joint when you got a problem. You can't find it there. So the deal is that these elbows are indicative of another issue, and that other issue is kidney. And that she's got a subclinical and unresolved infection in that kidney, in both kidneys. So with the appropriate testers, I could tell you what it is, and I could tell you what phage I could fix it with. And then she would have an immune reaction. She'd think I killed her. 3 days later, she'd say, hey, you know what? I'm doing better. And we prevented
These are the
her.
phone calls I get from Tammy all the time.
Exactly. But Tammy's been, I haven't killed Tammy lately. Killed Michael not long ago, but
Yeah.
didn't kill him. And that was with biofilm. And basically I have a biofilm tester that allows me to take that biofilm tester and then start looking for who's in that, I guess it's because there's 2 speakers here, who's in that milieu of stuff that we're trying to get to the bottom of, and I'm able to unravel that and track it backwards and so forth.
And Toby's coming to the next summit that we're having with Dr. Usman and Dr. Jorge's going to be there, and we're working on Gary and Doris. So send them some emails, they should come.
So any other questions?
Very
Anybody?
helpful for you.
Hey,
There-
oh, yes, ma'am.
Seminar.
I'm sorry?
I'm interested in your,
Can't put it in
your
the
lesson,
sentence.
whatever the classes you're going to
It's
give
like-
on this.
Okay,
How long will it
it's going to be a one-day deal, so that everybody will get an opportunity to go home really knowing how to do it. We're going to supply the tester for you. You don't have to buy it.
How much? So that's my favorite question.
We're thinking probably somewhere like $150, which will basically be able to cover my time and pay for the place. And, you know, so that's the kind of thing that we're going to do.